It is Friday, November 22nd, 2019, 7:28 a.m. What a crazy week, dude. Honestly. So, real quick, the not that important stuff. Internship was going fine. I didn't really have too much. It was kind of an easy week. It really went by quick. This week flew by. As of Monday, 11 days left, 2 weeks. This coming week, I probably need to start asking about whether or not there's a job there for me and seeing next steps. So that's exciting. But let's get to the meat. Monday, Valve announces that they are releasing Half-Life Alyx, a VR game that is a prequel to Half-Life 2, set between Half-Life 1 and 2. VR only. Now, initially, my reaction is negative. On the one hand, it's mostly negative, but there's a positive. If I look at it just from the standpoint of a new Half-Life game, that's awesome. I literally could not believe that I saw Valve officially talking about Half-Life. Many years ago, I gave up hope that I would ever not only see an official Half-Life game, but even so much as hear Valve mention the two words. I didn't think that was possible. And so, in that vein, like, oh my god, I cannot believe I'm in this timeline right now. That new Tool album, new Half-Life album, what is going on? This is crazy. Or, Half-Life album, new Half-Life game. This is crazy. So, in that respect, amazing. However, my concerns and my negativity came towards the fact that, one, it's VR only. Which sucks because, I mean, at the very least, you're spending like $150, $200 on a headset, which is plus a $60, $70 game. That's expensive, and I know a lot of people. I was having this argument on Reddit. People buy Breath of the Wild or bought Switch just for Breath of the Wild, which fair point. But it just seems different because it's like that's a console, and I know the VR isn't a console; it's a peripheral. But like PC is my console, and now like I should be able to play it, and now it's like another barrier of entry. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being entitled or if it's just but like I really don't like the fact that it's VR only. Maybe if I had a VR headset, I'd feel differently. I'm not sure. But the other thing I was upset about was that, almost an entire decade of radio silence of Half-Life. Valve doesn't even mention anything on anniversaries, on, people are clamoring for more when they boycott and they're protesting Valve. Like, they mention nothing. And the first thing that they mention almost an entire decade is, we're actually not going to finish the story that everyone's asking for. No one asked for this prequel. But what we're going to do is we're going to, we're not going to finish the story that you want. We're going to actually give you a prequel. So that was annoying, because it's like, no one asked for this. We want to see what actually happens at the end of Half-Life Episode 2, or after Episode 2. Like, give us what we want. So that's why I was upset. And they said, Wednesday, we'll have some gameplay for you. So, Wednesday came, and honestly, Wait, hold on. Thursday. Okay, I only saw it yesterday. I don't know. Thursday, Wednesday, they said they're going to have gameplay. So, yesterday I watched it, though. I don't know. So, the gameplay comes out, or the reveal trailer comes out, and it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. Like it looks so good. And, in the trailer itself, there's a couple things that stand out. One is a Vortigaunt saying Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate. And then there is Eli's final words from Episode 2, which is, honey, close your eyes. So that makes me wonder, and I saw this posted somewhere else as well, is what do those two quotes have to be significant? Especially the Vortigaunts. Alyx alone cannot prevent his fate. Whose fate? Because Eli's in there, I'm wondering if it's Eli's fate. And who's helping her? Is it G-Man? Is it Gordon? Is it Adrian Shepard? Who is that? Who? Obviously, there has to be someone else. Or is it just, is that just like a throwaway? And we're just looking too much into it. Very, very interested, because what that could mean is that not only does it serve as a prequel, it serves as almost like a sequel. Or an alteration of the timeline of Half-Life, where maybe we can prevent Eli's death. Or something along those lines. And that's interesting. Very, very interesting. And so suddenly, I went from being like, I don't want this story, to I'm very, very, very intrigued as to what this story can tell. And when I think about it right now, if let's say if I'm completely wrong, there is no alteration of timelines, that Vortigaunt quote isn't that big of a deal, and it's a complete sequel or a complete prequel, I don't know how I'd feel. Right now when I think about it, I think, I mean, it'd be fine. It sounds like it could be a good story based off the gameplay reveal trailer. It sounds like it could be good. But I'm curious. I'm curious if that's what they end up doing. And it's very, very, very interesting. And that's when I went from, I don't want this, to I'm interested. So the only complaint now I have about the game is VR. And I went from being like, I probably am not going to get this, to seeing that I keep saying gameplay, seeing that reveal trailer and being like, okay, what are some good headsets? So there's equal sides to me saying, no, do not spend this money. And another part of me saying, just do it, dude. You want to play this. You're going to play other games as well. Just do it. You have the money. You can do this. And then when I think about, okay, what headsets would I get? Immediately my mind goes, Valve Index, obviously. It's the most expensive, $1,300 Canadian. And it's, you get the game, you get Half-Life free if you do that. But also, it's like the best. You got, from what I think PC Gamer did a quick summary of the best headsets. And Index was in there. It's like 120 to 144 refresh rates. Everything else was, I think, max was 90 or something like that, or 100. Field of view is 130 degrees, and it just sounds like it's the best one. And you know me, the best ones. Like I don't want to get one that you just kind of sit here and you look around and you use a controller to move and stuff. Like I want to stand up. I want to do room VR. So we'll see, man. I'm gonna look into that and make a decision. As much as I say I'm 50-50, I'm pretty sure I'm 100% getting a VR headset. And if I do, I'd like to get one before Half-Life VR comes out, just so I can familiarize myself with it. So when I go into that game, I'm playing the game. I'm not learning the controls. I'm not learning how to play VR. So that happened. On Wednesday also, I believe it was Wednesday, the Leafs fired Mike Babcock. They were on a 6-game losing streak, and they fired him, and they called up Sheldon Keefe from the Marlies. And shocked. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen this season. I definitely didn't think it was going to happen before Christmas. Or in November. Shocked. Shocked and a little bit, I'm disappointed, obviously, and I'm sad a little bit. As much as I wanted Mike gone, it's sad to see that his tenure came to an end like that, because I remember being over the moon, like almost John Tavares coming to the Leafs levels of happy when Mike Babcock signed. I was like, no fucking way. This dude is coming here. Oh my God, yes. Amazing. He's going to change the culture, and he did. He changed the way not only the outside world, but free agents and the players themselves looked at the Leafs. He changed everything. He did a lot of good things for us. And even though he, his time ended up souring, or we ended up souring on him in time, and he was a very stubborn coach and frustrating, especially the last couple of years. Dude, he did a lot of good for us. He developed very well a lot of players. And overall, I'm glad that he was here. I'm happy he was here, and I'm thankful that he was here. But it's time for a change, and very much so change is needed. And Sheldon Keefe very much so aligned with Dubas, and not as stubborn. And he built, and he's going to. One of the quotes he said that everyone's kind of latching onto, myself included, is that he wants to focus on what this team is. What this team is, not what they aren't. And that's exciting, dude. Because yesterday I was kind of, not fully paying attention, but I watched the first Leafs game basically this season. Like the home opener, I was kind of, not really paying attention. But this one, I paid more attention to that. So this one, I considered, watched it, and they looked better. Like they looked, like there was just, you could tell there's a difference in the team, and it's just like, oh my God, I can't wait till they have more practice. They literally had one practice, and then they played the game. So I'm excited to see what he does with the lines, with the defense pairings, what he does with the entire play style in general, and how the Leafs change it up. And to be honest, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited because, just thinking back to the Raptors. They fired Dwayne Casey, who was a good coach, helped them do a lot of good things, but he just was stubborn. He couldn't change the systems, and they got Nick Nurse winning a championship. And I'm not saying the Leafs are going to win a championship this year or next. Actually, I am saying that because 2020, that's my prediction. But it's exciting. It's makes me optimistic, and I'm very curious to see how the Leafs play under him. Because there was a report that came out from a person who is around the Leafs a lot that said about 90% of the players were happy to see Babcock go. And Keefe coached a lot of the people on the team right now from the Marlies, and he seems like a very people's coach. So very interested, very excited, and to be honest, I kind of hyped myself up because I was like, dude, 2019 is wild. We are living in such a crazy fucking timeline. We are in the right timeline. Half-Life game, Tool game, least in the cup, dude. It's a prophecy. So that's what's going on. But anyway, I'm going to go for now. The plan today is to, I kind of want to buy a Christmas tree and set it up somewhere back here. I saw one at one of the stores that was about almost as tall as I am, but kind of relatively thin. So and it was like $40. So I'm going to go check out a few more stores today, see what they got, and then potentially buy that, set up some lights. And yeah. And what I want to do is probably want to stream it. Probably going to stream again today. But streaming a little bit more frequently lately. Oh man. And so stream it. I want to also stream some Black Mesa, probably some Battlefield 5, and then maybe some Rocket League. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch up on some wrestling, some podcasts, and going to enjoy that. So crazy timeline, dude. Crazy.